stand by. Here we go. Aloha and welcome again, fellow shifters and light guardians, to another Inspirational Team Tarot reading broadcast. My name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be getting things rolling in the next little bit, and we'll be hanging out here for at least an hour, maybe 2, maybe 10, who knows. But we'll be checking in with the collective energies of the universe, putting out in that intention, show us what we need to see, and to be able to bring forth some inspiration that will nurture our spirit and inspire our heart. So good morning to those of you on Instagram and on TikTok as well. If you guys want to be able to join in on YouTube, I would invite you to do so by clicking the link in my profile, and you can jump over there. If you're brand new, drop a 333 in the chat. We'll start off with some readings and we'll just kind of get things going, and then we'll keep an eye on any contributions coming in through the PayPal and the Patreon. Again, when we do these readings, this is an opportunity for you to be able to connect further with the community. And if you want to be able to join on the Patreon, that's where you can get involved with our community as a leading member. And as a leading member, that will give you access to additional benefits within the community that we have here, this beautiful community of conscious creators and leaders. So allow me to just make sure that everything is coming through perfectly. And yes, we are ready to go. So aloha, truly Ashanti, thank you so much for joining in. And again, if you guys want to be able to hang out on Instagram, that's totally fine, but I would encourage you guys to be able to jump over to YouTube, and that's super easy to do, and you just click the link in my profile. So we're going to start today's reading off with the Lightworker Oracle deck, and the way how we do this, we collectively set the intention, show us what we need to see. Pixie, thank you so much for joining in. We're going to be getting right into our first reading. The readings that we do here are collective readings, so for anybody who's joined in, this is for you. We do consecutive readings based on people contributing on PayPal or signing up onto the Patreon. I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go, but if it's your first time here, allow yourself to just kind of like feel things out. And if you guys vibe with what it is that we're creating, then yeah, see this as an invitation to also be able to connect further into our community of conscious media creators and leaders. And there's a lot of awesome stuff, and yeah, super excited to be able to have more people connecting into what it is that we got going on here. So allow me to just make sure that everything is coming through perfectly and wonderful. All right, if you guys are ready for our first reading for today, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. And again, when we do these readings, what we do is we set the collective intention, show us what we need to see. So again, with every reading that we do, everybody's got their own style with readings. With me, I don't necessarily do the readings as like a fortune telling or necessarily even something that you can think of as a premonition. More so to be able to do it as a way for us to be able to see ourselves through the symbolism of the card. So the cards serve as a mirror. So with this, each card and the work that I bring into it through the intentional channeling and just being able to tap into my heart message is to be able to speak from my cosmic heart to yours, to be able to inspire and nurture you on your path. So again, we are live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Instagram. Thank you truly, Ashanti, for jumping in. And let's get right into our first reading. So we'll go through this one pretty swiftly, and then from there, we'll move into consecutive readings after that, as we have any contributions on PayPal and Patreon sign up. And let's work towards getting at least one new Patreon sign up for today. We're currently at 101 and working towards our next milestone goal of 111 on Patreon. And a reminder for our Patreon members, we have our Dream Discussion Circle coming up this Saturday. So if you guys are looking to join for that, check out the Patreon. It's $11 a month and lots of awesome benefits there, but I'll explain more of that as we go. So let's get right into our first reading with the Lightworker Oracle deck. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and we'll get right into it with a quick little meditation, and I'll invite everybody here to just kind of join collectively, focus your intention on the intention, show us what we need to see. So I'll guide us through it. So for everybody here, just go ahead, just take this moment to close your eyes and just join us in this micro meditation. And just begin by connecting with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales, soft, gentle exhales. And as you breathe here, just bring yourself into your heart space, just focusing on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for this space, for this team, for the messages we are here to receive. With gratitude in our heart, we'll collectively focus our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, and the team, show us what we need to see. So for everybody here tuned in, go ahead and reflect on that intention, speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak with your soul. Imagine shooting up like this beautiful beam of light into the heavens and connecting with the wisdom of the stars, and we'll bring that down here into this tangible realm together. So focusing on that intention, show us what we need to see. When you're ready, you guys can gently open your eyes and turn your awareness to the space around you, and feel free to type your wizard noises into the chat. And I'll charge the deck here, and we'll split the deck, and we'll see what message the universe has for us today. So, and oh, I am so grateful for all the wizards who are here to play on this magical, sunny, and perhaps even a rainy day, because it does not matter what the weather truly is, because everything changes, and that is the story of this bliss. And so as we move through the waves and through the ups and through the downs, may us continue to learn how to dance all around. And so let us open our heart and our mind to truly see as we split the deck, and we see which card we shall receive. Beautiful. All right. Oh, awesome. Well, this is a beautiful card to be able to start off with. All right, for those of you on TikTok, Instagram, any platform, the first card that we have pulled for you guys, for anybody who's tuned in right now, that's why we do this. It's a collective reading. So if you're tuned in right now, synchronistically, you're here for a reason. So the first card that we have pulled for today is card number 39, Divine Talents. Card number 39, Divine Talents. Again, at this point, for those of you sticking around on Instagram and TikTok, I would encourage you guys to jump over to YouTube. You can do it in just like less than 10 seconds. Click the link in my profile. So go back to my profile, click that link in my profile, and then from there, right at the top, it says live on YouTube. And then you just click that and you'll jump over to YouTube real quick. So I'll be speaking to the primary camera on YouTube. So that's kind of why I want you to be able to jump over to YouTube, because I'll go back and forth. But for the better audio and everything like that, go ahead and jump over to YouTube. So what we're going to do here, we're going to open up into the book, and I'll read from the book. We'll explain the visual image of the card momentarily. We'll read from the book, and then from there, I'll continue to just kind of like channel in some additional messages and insights related to this card. So just give me 1 second here, and we'll get right into this. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Again, as we do this, we'll keep rolling. And we'll keep an eye open for any new contributions on the PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys want to be able to help facilitate a reading on air, if you want to be able to help facilitate a card pulled by your intuitive guidance, then go ahead and contribute on PayPal or on Patreon. And yeah, you can find the links for those in my profile, and I'll explain more about that as we go. So card number 39, Divine Talents. This is a very, very beautiful card. And again, just visually explaining the image that we have here. We have this image of an angel playing a flute. That's literally what it is. It's just literally explaining the image here. And you can also see that there's like this like beautiful full moon behind them. This like beautiful red orange full moon, almost like a harvest full moon there when you think about it. And yeah, there's not too much to be able to explain here. You guys can see it for yourself. This guy's just like jamming out on this flute thing. So let's dive a little bit deeper and read from the book. And again, as I do this, allow yourself to just open your heart. This message is for you. If you're here for a reason. Nothing is coincidence. And just allow yourself to receive whatever message is meant to speak to your heart. Anything that we say that resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. And yeah, we'll roll through this together. And once we read from the book, I'll continue to share additional inspiration. And again, as we do this, let's keep an eye on any contributions coming through for the PayPal and the Patreon. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. So card number 39, Divine Talents. You are a talented soul. Over many lifetimes, you have developed your spiritual abilities to channel higher awareness, attract energy, and radiate light to uplift the consciousness of those around you. Your divine talents are many and uniquely expressed through you. Your talents do not have to resemble those of another or have their own inestimable value. You do not be afraid to use them. Divine talents are a way in which the universe reminds us of what we are here to do. Divine talents are unlimited. They include the ability to channel spiritual guidance and healing energy, to perceive clairvoyantly and be psychic and empathetic. Other spiritual talents are the ability to release earthbound spirits, earth healing techniques such as working with energy grids, as well as healing ability with crystals and the many and varied technologies of light. There are other spiritual talents too. These include writing, performing, sound healing, dancing to awaken awareness, creating art, photography, or divinely inspired tools and jewelry. For anybody here, feel free to leave any comments of any talents that you like to be able to practice sharing. And if you're still discovering your talents, that's totally fine. Cooking food. Cooking is a great talent. Cooking food that heals the body and spirit is a spiritual talent, as are the abilities to bring people together, to offer comforting and inspiring words at the right time to help others overcome fear and feel more at peace in the moments of importance. You could use your divine talents in your career as a healer, in your work in the corporate world, or in the stay-at-home role as a parent, helping to raise more conscious, secure, and empowered children. In a world that is desperate need, in the world that is in a desperate need of strong, spiritually grounded leaders of the future, you can use your talents to create a vocation that truly inspires you and brings your light to the world. Again, if anything we say is resonating with you, you guys go ahead and drop those 11 lemons in the chat. That's just like a way to just kind of like communicate and be like, oh yeah, this resonates with me. 11 lemon. You can use them in line at the grocery store. The point is that you use them. The oracle comes to you with a message. You have spiritual talents, some of which have been developed in other lifetimes and will simply and suddenly spring back to life, as if from out of the blue this lifetime. Others need a little more attention, patience, and effort to be brought to life in this world. This is particularly the case this is particularly the case for you at this time if you have also drawn or are also attracted to read the message now, the Oracle of Past Life Activation. We actually had that a couple days ago. Sometimes there is fear in sharing talents. You may have a subconscious or very conscious past life recollection that involves shame, isolation, ridicule, fear, or even torture or death as a response to sharing your talents for helping and healing others. Maybe you fear your spiritual talent. Maybe you fear your spiritual talent will not allow you to meet your material needs, or that others will reject or deny your talent, even if you know it to be authentic and helpful. Or perhaps you need to acknowledge your talents yourself, believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in your capacity to use talents in a constructive, healing way. Keep developing your talents until your own unique expression comes to life. Don't give up in the early and possibly awkward stages, dismissing your abilities as less than those of another. Trust that there is something very real and worthwhile in you. Do not dismiss or diminish your potential. Treat yourself as an investment worthy of development. Give yourself a chance, enough time, attention, and practice to discover what you are really capable of. The universe knows, soon you shall too. I'm going to reread that part. That part's pretty important. Treat yourself as an investment worthy of development. Give yourself a chance, enough time, attention, and practice to discover what you are really capable of. The universe knows, so too shall you. This oracle also reminds you to do what makes you happy, to chase your sacred bliss and express yourself in the world via the unique special abilities that the divine has bestowed upon you. When you follow what you love, you are on your life path, and you shall succeed, beloved. And then there's an invocation here, and we'll share the invocation in a moment here. And again, I'm just going to take a quick sip, and we'll channel some more additional inspiration. Thank you again to those of you tuned in on TikTok and Instagram. If you guys are tuned in on Twitch or on YouTube, if any of this resonated with you, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat, and I'll just riff upon this for a little bit longer. So with this card here, Divine Talents, this is a very, very beautiful card. And right now, again, the importance of this card is to be able to see it as a call to action, and to be able to see it as a sacred mirror that is reminding you that you do have divine talents. Like, you literally would not be here on earth if you did not have divine talents. Being a human carries with it all of these gifts and all of these keys. And sometimes over time, it takes a while to really be able to figure out what those keys are, what those gifts truly are. And I think what's important is also to be able to understand and acknowledge that sometimes the gifts are often the simple things. Often, even what it was saying here, the gift that we hold with us are even our ability to be able to like be in conversation with someone, to be able to hold a presence that can allow someone to feel comfortable, that can allow someone to feel secure, that can allow someone to be able to want to share something and then thus help initiate an aspect of their healing as well. Your talents are many and varied. And I think what's beautiful is that as a multifaceted, multifractal being, your talents are something that are going to continue to unfold through your lifetime. So if you're just like, oh, like, I don't have any talents, I send you so much love, because I understand where you're coming from, but also know that within your heart, that in itself is probably a projection that's been placed upon you from some old program. Maybe someone told you that, hey, you shouldn't do this, and you're not worthy of that, and stop trying because you're going to suck at it anyways. But again, there's a great quote where where sucking at something is the first step towards getting good at something. And so what you should do, what you can do, and good morning, Darius, and good morning, Brendan Bess. Thank you everyone for joining in, and thank you for the 1111s in the chat. Again, what I would encourage you to do when it comes to your talents, again, there's a variety of talents, is to play. To play and to seek what talents you hold within you from this place of like getting excited about the discovery. And it's okay to be able to kind of like try a talent and to be able to, even just like try it out for a little bit and be like, oh, okay, like this was fun, but maybe it's not something that I fully feel called to continue to do. But at least I tried it and now I know. And then once you try one thing, it kind of like naturally guides you into another thing. Like honestly, even the talent of song and of music, I legitimately think that each and every single one of us is a musician. Like 100%. Like music is a part of our being. The only reason that I think that a lot of us don't acknowledge ourselves as having music as a divine talent is because we probably haven't been held in the space where it was supported. But if you were to like come hang out with me and my friends and we were to be down at like a beach and to have a drum circle, and I was just to kind of like kindly just be like, here, like go ahead, like take this drum. There's no judgment here within the circle. You can make whatever noises you want. And then you start to do it and you start to get into it and you're kind of warming up to it. And then flash forward like 30 minutes later and you're just like, do. And you're just really just allowing the rhythms of your soul to be able to speak through it in that moment. And that in itself is a talent. Like the talent isn't even something that has to be like really, 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 really good. The talent is such a subjective thing. But again, your talent in itself is to be able to authentically express your energy in whatever format in a way that will be able to nurture, support, and inspire others. If you are doing that, then that is a talent. I'd be curious to even just like the word talent. I want to even just like figure out like the meaning of the root word of talent, like where that kind of comes from, and even the fact that like there's like, I'm just looking at it now, it's like there's the word like tale within talent. So when you think of your talent, it's more so about being able to identify like the story, the tale, the journey that you are on. So when you are exploring your talents, embark upon them as a journey. Oh, I'm going to discover new talents today. I'm going to discover new talents this month. I am going to discover what my tale is. And with this, again, as you discover your talent, you get to really begin to meet more of who you are. You get to be able to uncover and peel back the layers and be like, whoa, I never knew that I like to be able to practice like writing short stories. I never knew that I like to be able to like sing in the middle of the woods. I never knew that I actually like to do cooking as much as I do and everything like that. So with this card is here to be able to remind you that whether or not you have someone immediately in your life that is saying, hey, like, keep following your talents, keep discovering what your talents are. This is a card that's here to be able to remind you that the universe is constantly doing that the universe is here and you are here to be able to birth your talents. You are born with your talents inside of you, much almost like kind of like a seed or an egg. And what you want to do is you want to be able to water them each and every single day. And you can play with them and you can have a variety of them. And again, some of them may be more invested. Some of them may be just like quite like kind of like mundane. You can have like weird talents. Maybe your talents are like ridiculous things where it's like, oh yeah, like some of my talents are like being able to identify different bird noises or something like that, right? Like I'm not going to tell you what your talent is, but your talent is about being able to deepen your connection with the divine, being able to deepen your connection with your own heart. Good morning, Candace. Thank you for joining in. Being able to connect more with your authentic expression, whatever that may be, and to really nurture the heart of the inner child inside of you, the heart of who you are as a playful spirit. And I think, again, you know, when we allow ourselves to acknowledge that expressing and exploring and discovering our divine talents is such an exciting part about why we're here, we can really begin to give ourselves permission to approach it from a place of joy, to approach it from a place of fun, and to approach it from a place of being able to get excited, not just about discovering it for yourself, but about being able to share it with others, and then about being able to help inspire others to do the same. You become a permissionary simply by being. Your talent can spark somebody else's talents. This has happened for me. Like a lot of you have heard this story where, you know, you guys know that I do flowetry, like the flowetry thing where, you know, even when I pull the card, I do like a little bit of flowetry. That's like freestyle flowetry. That talent was something that I developed over time as a result of being around other people that were also doing it. It wasn't something where I was like, whoa, like, you know, like I woke up one day and suddenly it was there. It was something that I felt called to do. And then I began to invest my energy towards it. And then as I did, you know, that talent became a part of my being. It became an extension of myself. It became very second nature. And so again, with this card, this is a card that's inviting you to treat yourself as an investment worthy of development. Give yourself a chance, enough time, attention, and practice to discover what you are really capable of. The universe knows, so shall you. So find and connect with the things that make your heart sing, that get you excited, that you feel curious to be able to explore. Don't compare yourself to others. Your path is your path, and allow yourself the freedom to be able to really begin to play and to be able to explore what those talents may be, what they look like, and to really put no label and limit on what those talents can really show themselves as. Because I think, again, each of us carries with us an abundance of talents, perhaps even an infinite amount of talents. And yet even still, there may be talents where, again, we kind of begin to gravitate towards specific talents, but like throughout your days, again, your talents become a part of your second nature. Hey, Mr. Nolan, thanks for joining in. Your talents, and Open Cloud, thank you for joining in as well. Your talents become a way you talk to someone. They become a way you bring your presence with you into a room. They become a way that you nurture your heart, that you express, that you connect yourself deeper with your connections to nature and, again, to divinity. So when you are in a place where you are within the expression of your talents, for me, like that's where, again, those are the moments where I'm like talking to God, like in a very, you know, personal, subjective way, however you want to think about that. When you think about, you know, when you're in your talents, like imagine, you know, you've kind of moved to the point where you're getting more familiar with it. Say, for example, when I'm doing wire wrapping, like when I'm doing wire wrapping, yeah, I can call that a talent. When I'm doing it, it's like I'm in that moment. I'm present within that moment. And I think talent goes hand in hand with being present. When I'm playing hockey and I'm having fun, I'm present in that moment. You know, when I'm doing flowetry, when I'm singing, I'm present in that moment. So divine talents are a way to be able to connect more with the depth of the present moment, and to be able to allow the soul to dance and express itself through us. And when we do that, boy, does it inspire others to do the same, because there are too many people here that have been told that they don't have talents, and that they shouldn't even explore talents. Mr. Nolan, thank you so much for the congratulations for Lacey and I, and thank you so much for your support, and have an awesome rest of your day. We'll see you around. So again, if you have been told that perhaps you don't have any talents, or you've been tricked into thinking that you don't have any talents, this is a card to remind you that you have more talents than you may even realize. And each and every single day is an opportunity to really begin to explore those talents a little bit deeper, with a little bit more play, with a little bit more curiosity, and also with a lot of excitement. Because Your talents are a gift to this world. So, and your talent is simply being you. Everything else just expands beyond that. So be you, and the rest will unfold, and you have permission to explore more of what being you means as well. So I think that's that's pretty good for now. Did that pump you guys up, dropping 11:11? If you guys were like, oh, thanks, Brendan, like if that spoke to your soul. And yeah, go ahead and just take a moment here to chat about how this card relates to you. If you guys even just want to share in the comments what some of your talents are, if you even just want to do that, because honestly, like your talents, like just listing them out and talking about them, other people will be like, oh, like that, maybe that's one of my talents. I didn't even realize that was a talent. So again, literally like things like cooking, things like cleaning the house before your partner gets home, or things just like making a very zen-like space. Talents can even be just the practice of journaling. It can be a practice of literally, like I said, just being able to like go for a walk, and to be able to, like, meditation can be a talent when you think about it in that way. So yeah, there's a lot of different talents, and again, the talents are the tail in the journey to be able to connect us back to a deeper purpose of why our soul is here. And our soul is here to be able to express, play, and learn, and inspire others to do the same. So divine talents. Let's take a quick little intermission here, and if you guys want to be able to share an affirmation, take an opportunity here to be able to reflect an affirmation into your heart, and go ahead and type that into the chat. So a quick little moment here, inviting you to be able to imagine an affirmation that relates back to the message of this card, to speak it to yourself so that you can kind of embody the message that you just heard. So I'll do one real quick. So I am acknowledging the abundance of talents within my heart. I devote myself to the expression and development of my talent each and every single day, while discovering new talents that I have yet to fully play in. My talents are a way for me to be able to connect deeper within my own spirit, to be able to share, to nurture others, and to be able to inspire them to express their talents as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Cool. Again, if this card resonates with you, drop some 1111s in the chat, and feel free to let me know. And as we're hanging out here, what we'll do here, we'll do a quick little intermission and invite anybody who would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, and we'll do the next reading for you. I don't think today's going to be a super long broadcast, so honestly, like, if we do have some more signups on PayPal and Patreon, we'll keep going. If there are no new signups on PayPal for Patreon just quite yet, then I'll probably do at least one more reading, and then we'll probably jump it off. But you guys can fuel this broadcast. Again, your contributions on PayPal or Patreon, when you sign up there, that will initiate the process where basically you'll help facilitate the next reading, and your intuition will help pick the next card. And we do that through a little collective group meditation. And again, if you want to be able to join on the Patreon, that's where we have our membership community. That's where you can become a leading member in the Paradigm Shift Central team and get access to exclusive events and additional perks and discounts. And again, if you join at the $11 level, that gives you the access to the exclusive events in the private Discord server. And if you join at the $33 level, which is the best value, and some of you are definitely interested in joining at the $33 level, that's where you can also get one of the beautiful Light Guardian crystals that I hand make as a special gift. Just ask that you pay shipping on that. And also a monthly one-on-one session with me as well, where we can do a tarot reading with you, and we can dive deeper. We can hang out and just chat for a while, and we can do conscious media creation coaching. So lots and lots of cool stuff there. So if you guys are interested in signing up for the Patreon, go ahead and do that when it works for you. Contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So you could literally sign up today, and it'd be like a trial period. And then contributions would process on October 1st. Darius says, gotta go, but definitely resonates. Finding an internal guidance to acknowledge my talents with gratitude and not label them as ephemeral, that word's hard, fleeting thing. Darius, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for reaching out about the dream class as well. And again, leading members, Patreon supporters, we do have our dream class coming up this Saturday at 11 a.m. EDT that Lacey and I are facilitating. So if you guys are feeling the call to be able to join in for that, this is an opportunity for you to be able to sync up in time. So Beautiful. Thank you again to those of you joining in on TikTok and on Instagram. Again, we're just going to give people another opportunity here. If you guys would like to be able to help support this broadcast, if you guys are fans of my work and you guys want to be able to get a reading on air for both yourself and the collective, go ahead and click the link in my profile if you're on TikTok and Instagram, and you guys can contribute on PayPal. And if you want to contribute more than $5, you can do it in a pay it forward method, where any contributions beyond $5, we bring that into just doing consecutive readings for anybody who's tuned in. And the readings that we do here, again, they're designed to be able to nurture and inspire the spirit. So when you guys support here, there are other people tuning in, and the messages that they receive may be more meaningful than we even realize. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and click the link in my profile or click the info in this video on YouTube and Instagram. And again, if you guys are interested in joining on the Patreon, check that out as well. A quick survey, like if you're interested in joining our Patreon membership, drop a 555 in the chat. And it doesn't have to be that you're like signing up today. Maybe you're just kind of interested in general. Just go ahead and let me know the 555 in the chat. And I'd love to just be able to get a scope on who here is interested. And then I'm also familiarizing myself with different names and everything like that. So thank you again to those of you tuned in on TikTok and on Instagram. And we'll get into another reading momentarily. I want to just be able to honor everybody's time. And we'll keep an eye on any additional PayPal and Patreon contributions coming in. We were live on air last night. We had a late night broadcast. Every now and then we do these like late night broadcast versions of these tarot, and that was a really fun one. We were up pretty late. Tonight, I'll also mention at 8 p.m. EDT, we're also doing a team podcast on with an interview with Sharon, aka Share the Light. So if you guys are around for that, that's on my YouTube channel. So be sure to check out that. So if anybody would like to be able to sign up for the PayPal to Patreon, do me a favor and just drop a 777 in the chat, and then we'll just wait an extra moment for that, and you can queue yourself up, and then we'll do a reading with you helping facilitate, and we'll give it an extra moment, and then we'll get right into another reading nonetheless. So the readings here, you guys fuel these readings, you guys help support this reading, and this reading, if there's no new signups on PayPal or Patreon today, that's totally fine. Some days that happens. Some days we get like a bunch of signups, some days we don't. But again, if there's no new signups for whatever reason, this will be the last reading for today's broadcast. And again, that's just also me just honoring the energy that I have to just be able to conserve for the time being. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Darius, dropping the 555. Thanks for the thoughts and energies. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Darius, thank you so much. And again, feel free to reach out to me through direct message as need be if you have any questions about the Patreon. And yeah, I would love to be able to have you attend for Dream Class as well. And Candace, seeing you drop the 555 as well. Thank you as well, Candace. And again, Candace, if you have any questions about joining in onto the Patreon, go ahead and also let me know. And no rush on that. So, all right. All right, let's get into our next reading just to be able to keep things rolling here. And for anybody who's not already aware, we are also broadcasting on Twitch. So if you guys are on Twitch, feel free to check me out there. Honestly, I would encourage, a lot of people are just like, Twitch, isn't that just for gaming? There's actually a tarot sub community within Twitch. That's really, really cool. So if you were to get on Twitch, I would recommend it, literally even just to watch the tarot broadcasts. And that's part of where we broadcast as well. So, all right. Let's use the Hero's Journey deck, and we'll get into at least one more reading, but we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. And again, the Patreon takes probably maybe 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes to be able to sign up. And the PayPal, you guys can literally do that in like 10 seconds. So, all right. If you guys are ready for our next reading, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. Let me know. Thank you again to our recent Patreon supporters. We're currently at 101 on Patreon. I love when you guys get to tune in and you guys get to see the counter go up. That's very exciting. And thank you to Kimberly, thank you to Andrea, and thank you to Jennifer as well. So awesome. Awesome. All right, team, go ahead. Drop those 1111s in the chat if you guys are ready, and we'll get right into our next reading. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Just give me 2 seconds here. So, cool. Yeah, it's always interesting to see how many people are swinging through in the middle of the day. I don't know how many people are doing tarot in the middle of the day. So sometimes it's it's kind of like a small crowd, and again, either way, we always have people who are like synchronistically swinging through, so it's always meaningful for that reason. So okie dokie. All right, let's get right into this next reading. Hey, Uma, thank you so much for joining in. And again, as we do this, I'll just invite you guys to be able to put forth the collective intention, show us what we need to see, and we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. Like I said, just considering that I do have other stuff that I'm working on today, this will be our last reading for today, unless we do have any new contributions on PayPal or on Patreon. So if you guys want to keep this broadcast going, that's totally fine. Like, I'm totally flexible with that, and you guys can contribute that, and we'll do you for the next reading as well. So cool. Uma, welcome. Not sure how you got here, but here you are. Perfect. All right. So for this reading, we're using the Hero's Journey deck. So we're just going to do a quick little meditation, and again, collectively putting out that intention, show us what we need to see. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in and for being here. So for everybody here, go ahead and feel free to just take a moment to join us in this meditation. So here we go. When you're ready, gently close your eyes. Just allow yourself to connect with your breath. As you breathe here, just being in this space of gratitude, acknowledging how collectively each of us meditating in this moment actually anchors in the energies for this card. If I was just doing this by myself, it would literally be like a different card. But the fact that we're doing this together collectively like quantifies the card we end up receiving. So being in this space of gratitude, just allow yourself to reflect on gratitude for yourself, for the space, for the messages, for the team. With gratitude in your heart, just allow yourself to be able to focus our attention on the intention. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the collective, we being the team. Show us what we need to see. And for everybody here, collectively focusing on that intention, and speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. Show us what we need to see. Sending out that intention like a beautiful beam of light up into the heavens, connecting with the wisdom of the stars, bringing it down. For everybody here, as you hold this intention and gratitude within your heart, when you are ready, gently open your eyes, and you guys can type your wizard noises into the chat, and I'll charge the deck up just a little bit more, and then we'll split it here together. So here we go. Always remember what has always been, that there is a light shining within your heart that will truly never dim, because each and every single one of us is a reflection of a single flame, and we are here to truly change the game, because we are here to disclose the truth that has always been, that we are multidimensional beings here to be able to rise to our abilities as true light kin. And so as we split the deck, we shall see what message we have for the hero within you and me. Beautiful. Hey, Disclosure Fest, thanks for joining in. Beautiful. All right, let's get moving into this this next reading. This is a beautiful card. Hey, MJ, thanks so much for joining in. So the card that we have pulled, for anybody here, again, if you're here, this message is for you. So the card that we have pulled, this is a beautiful card, is card number 50. Become the elixir. Let your glow do the heavy lifting. Card number 50. Become the elixir. Let your glow do the heavy lifting. So again, just showing it there to the YouTube, Twitch, and to TikTok and to Instagram. Again, for those of you on TikTok or Instagram, now's a good time to be able to jump over to YouTube so you can see the primary camera, and the link for that's in my profile. But if you guys prefer to just stick around on TikTok and Instagram, that's totally fine. No worries there. So just visually explain this image, and then we'll get right into the reading here. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image here. So again, what we see here, and I'm just interpreting it literally. Wow, this is so cool. So there's like a female being who's kind of standing in front of the moon, and it appears as if they're like opening a hole within the moon, and from that there's just like pouring forth this beautiful kind of like purple waterfall, and it's like a purple waterfall of light. And this like being is almost like kind of like a celestial being. They have like a dress and a robe that kind of like merges into the skyscape, into the stars. and very like goddess like energy that you can see there. When you guys see this card, what do you feel? When you just look at the image there, what do you feel? Take a moment there just to be able to reflect. When you look at this image, what do you feel? So let's dive a little bit deeper. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, this will be our last reading for today unless we have any new signups on PayPal or Patreon as we're doing this, so we'll keep an eye open for that. So if you guys want to be able to get a reading on air for yourself and for the team, go ahead and contribute on PayPal or Patreon. Again, $5 on PayPal is totally fine. You can pay a little bit extra and we'll do some more readings for the team. Or if you want to sign up on Patreon with a monthly contribution and join our membership, that's totally cool too. So if you're here, this message is for you. So I'll read it and allow yourself to just be open to receiving. If anything I say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat. This message is here to be able to support and inspire you on your journey as a spiritual being. So, all right. One second here. There we go. All right. Here we go. Card number 50. Become the elixir. Let your glow do the heavy lifting. This is a quote by James Turrell. This wonderful elixir of light is the thing that actually connects the immaterial with the material, that connects the cosmic to the plain everyday existence that we try to live in. Message. You've had life-altering experiences, learned libraries worth of knowledge, and are now incalculably wealthy spiritually and otherwise. It probably feels selfish to keep all this life-affirming wisdom to yourself. If you could, through osmosis, you would transmit the contents of your journey, every experience, trial, and reward to every person you meet. And yet, if you share when uninvited, your gifts will fall upon deaf ears. Sorry, I just lost my spot there. Okay, there it is. Honor the wisdom you've earned and learned, while honoring the people in your circle of life by remembering that you are the elixir. Without having to say a word or do a single thing, you are the medicine. Blessing and presence that soothes the heart, minds, and souls of all you meet. You are steeped in the elixir, that you do the work simply by being, beaming, and showing up. Dream symbol. Every card from this deck has a dream symbol. Dream symbol, medicine. Dreams of medicine denote a transformation is underway. You can't heal what you can't feel. The place where there has been pain is now getting the attention, light, and awareness required to restore balance and elevate the wound into sacred wisdom. This is not only a gift for you, but one to be shared with the world. Mantra. The elixir encoded within me is now being contagiously transmitted. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper here. Just give me a second. I'm just going to get a drink of water. Beautiful. All right, this is a very, very powerful card. It's one of the later cards here within the deck, actually. There's not too many cards after this one. So, again, for everybody here, what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of continue to channel in some additional inspiration. Again, for anybody who would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get right into the next reading. Otherwise, this will be the last reading for today. And thank you guys so much for joining in. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So this is a very, very beautiful card, and again, one that's steeped in this ancient archaic symbolism of the elixir. And when you think of the elixir is basically like a substance that has the ability to perform magic. The substance that can like bring forth transformation. You know, this elixir of life that we talk about grants immortality. It grants a gift. It grants that which we seek. And so with this card, I think what's super important is to remind ourselves that through the culmination of our experience, we become the elixir. through the pain of our past, through the joys of our heart, through the dreams that we hold, we become this embodiment of the elixir. And by being the elixir, we literally become this being, this entity, this substance that has the ability to be able to transform, that transforms through presence, that transforms through being able to, as it says, simply by being, beaming, and showing up without having to say a word or do a single thing. You are the medicine, blessing and presence that soothes the hearts, minds, and souls of all you meet. So with this card, it's really inviting us to be able to reflect on the power of simply being, the power of our presence. Oftentimes, again, even what we were talking about before with the previous card, how we were talking a lot about the divine talents, it's natural for us to be able to want to think that our worth is defined by what we acquire. Like, oh, like who I am is my job and my social status and my relationship status and my social media status, and it's all of these things that I've done and all of these things that I do and everything like that. But even if all of those things were to, just kind of like, if you were to clear the slate on that, on the external, it wouldn't change the fact that everything that you have experienced still exists within you internally. All of your experiences are part of your unique expression of source energy that you carry with you through the presence of who you are. And so with that, again, this is a very, very inspiring card to be able to remind us that you are enough. And acquiring new things and taking another master class and doing another this and another that, if you want to do it, do it. And if you want to do it in a way where it allows you to deepen your connection to the fact that you are this elixir, opposed to being able to think that it's only going to, instead of thinking that doing all these external things is going to continue to increase your worth, but rather do it in a way where it's continuing to cultivate a deeper well of knowledge. Yet that knowledge is, again, something that may not necessarily be where you can always communicate to others. You may read a million books, but you may not be able to tell everyone about those books. But what you can do is to be able to embody the wisdom of those books in the way you show up, in the way you interact, in the way you treat others with kindness and compassion. If you could, through osmosis, you would transmit the content of your journey, every experience, trial, and reward to every person you meet. And yet, if you share when uninvited, your gifts will fall upon deaf ears. So again, with this card, it's really reminding ourselves that transformation is often something subtle. It's not always something that literally happens simply through the process of going around and telling everyone about all your merits and showing off all your trophies and badges and things like that. That's great, and those are great external representations of the milestones, but the true wealth of those experiences is in the ways that they have shaped you. And how do you choose to let them shape you is also an important thing. Because again, even with this is also acknowledging that, much like what we've talked about before, it's the light and the shadow that shapes us. It's not literally just this idea that it's like, oh, my elixir is purely just all the good things that I've experienced. Who you are as an elixir is a culmination of the light and the shadow within you, because even those moments of shadow, those moments in themselves give you the gift of, as I've talked about many times before, this gift of deeper empathy, of resilience, of strength, of understanding, of compassion for yourself and for others. So the elixir is the sum total of who you are and nothing less, because that is the journey that the soul that you are has come here to be able to experience. And so as you continue to do this, not only are you this elixir of life and this elixir of prosperity and wisdom and wealth and everything like that, wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, but again, the elixir is the extension of the fact that who you are is the philosopher's stone. And this is where you start to get into, again, more of like the alchemic process of what the philosopher's stone is about. And the philosopher's stone is really about the refinement of our being. It is about the refinement of our soul and being able to figure out not just who we are, but who we are not. So your elixir continues to become more and more potent and just like ripe over time as you begin to kind of like remove the things that you are not, so to speak. So it's kind of like this idea. It's like, you know, for some people, it's like their elixir. It's like, oh, here's my elixir, and it's like this like carbonated, sugary, like acidic, like kind of like a little bit nasty, and it's just like, oh man, like I don't like, you keep that to yourself, you know. And I think it's the idea that your elixir changes over time. So how do you change your elixir? You know, how do you change what you give? You change that by shaping who you are at your core. You change that by being able to look back on your relationships with yourself and the experiences of your past, and to really be able to understand the gifts within those moments that have given you the strength and the wisdom to craft yourself into the philosopher's stone that you have become today. And then I think what matters most is when we allow ourselves to share our elixir from a place of altruism, from a place of service, from a place of gratitude, from a place of excitement and joy, those like higher vibrational states where when you share your elixir, you know, it's like literally you're pouring from your cup to others. And again, you know, it's very much like that metaphor of like fill your cup and share from the saucer. Your cup can always be overflowing with this elixir like energy. And this elixir is, you know, it's like liquid light. And this liquid light, when you share it with others through your words, through your light codes, through your actions, through your presence, that in itself has the ability to really be able to allow others to be able to incorporate that, receive it, and thus in turn allow them to be able to shape their philosopher's stone, to allow them to be able to see more of who they are as well, while each person continues to craft their own expression of the elixir that makes them who they are. So the elixir is the part of you that you have as a gift to be able to share with this world. This wonderful elixir of light is the thing that actually connects the immaterial with the material, that connects the cosmic to the plain everyday existence that we try to live. So the elixir that you are, that you share with the world, is literally like the culmination of all these like spiritual metaphysical layers of your being that you bring into the material world simply through the presence and the expression of your being, by talking, by sharing, by holding space, by sharing your talents, much like what we talked before. So this is a very, very powerful card. And again, the mantra, the elixir encoded within me, is now being contagiously transmitted. So as you continue to cultivate a more intentional version of the elixir that you carry with you, you begin to see it as a part of your calling and your duty and your mission to be able to want to share that elixir with others in a way that nurtures them, that quenches their thirst. Like, have you ever had that where, you know, you've been around like fake people and they're just talking about like just like ridiculous stuff, and then you finally, like, maybe it's been like months, and you run into someone and you have like a genuine soul connection with them, and they have a real conversation. Know how satisfying that is? Know how refreshing that is? It's just like, oh, like I needed this. Like, thank you so much. Like, this quenched something inside of me. That is what the elixir is. The elixir is the presence that allows the soul to receive the nurturing that it seeks. And what we seek as a soul is, again, a nurturing of meaningful connection, of presence, of resonance, of sacred wisdom, of, you know, deep empathy, of higher knowledge, all of these beautiful, beautiful things. So become the elixir, let your glow do the heavy lifting, and continue to bring more of your unique expression of your elixir into this world to be able to share with others. And that in itself will continue to serve the entire table of this world and to really inspire people. You are so steeped in the elixir that you do the work simply by being, beaming, and showing up. How are you showing up? So honoring you guys. Drop an 1111 if that resonates with you guys. We'll write out a little affirmation there. Uma says 1111. Damn, you hit the nail on the head with this one today. Thanks, Uma. Happy to hear. I'm just expressing my divine talent. I'm just sharing a little bit of my elixir with you guys. So that's essentially like what these broadcasts are, right? So Jessica says, I had a dream last night. Someone was paddle boating across the sky. LOL, and waved. Oh wow, Jessica, that's great to hear that your dream recall is present as well. I remember a while back where we were talking about how the dream dream recall was kind of few and far between. So thank you for sharing that dream with us, Jessica. I feel that's like a picture I've seen. This idea of like someone like sailing a boat across the sky. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. Go ahead and take a moment here to be able to reflect on an affirmation for this card, what this card means to you. I'm just going to take a moment to just kind of rest my throat. So, quick little affirmation on the teaching of this card. I am continuing to become the best version of my own personal elixir through honoring my past, present, and moving forward with intention and grace to be able to share my light, inspire others simply by being and beaming. So, card number 50. Become your elixir. So, beautiful. All right, thank you guys so much. We'll hang out here for the next little bit. If anybody wants to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, or if anyone wants to update their Patreon, we'll get into another reading. Otherwise, that was the last reading for today. Again, I just want to be able to honor the fact that I need to make sure that my voice is ready for tonight's broadcast as well. So, but I'm totally down to do at least one more reading if you guys want to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon. Again, the Patreon there, that's where you can join the monthly membership within our community. A lot of amazing people there. And if you are a conscious creator or you're just looking to connect with a community of conscious creators, definitely check out the Patreon. $11 a month, $33 at the plus level. And with that, lots of opportunities to be able to connect to exclusive events that we got going on, including the Dream Discussion Circle coming up this Saturday. And yeah, also again, at the $33 level, you guys can get the Light Guardian Crystal and also the one-on-one sessions with me, which can be one-on-one tarot. And even if you guys want to reach out for like individual one-on-one sessions, let me know. Reach out to me through DM. And we can set that up if you're interested in doing an individual one-on-one tarot session as well. So cool. All right, we'll hang out here. If anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, and go ahead and even just drop a 555 in the comments. Let us know. And once we have a new contribution on PayPal or Patreon, we will initiate another reading. And otherwise, we're probably going to get close to wrapping it up. And thank you guys so much for joining in. For those of you on Twitch, we're just nearing what maybe the end of our broadcast. And if you guys want to subscribe and come back another time, follow and come back another time, feel free to do that. We're live here Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. EDT. And again, I'm also the facilitator for a global conscious community of conscious creators and leaders. So if you're looking to connect with a team of conscious creators, even media creators, then definitely check out what it is that we got going on. We've got a Discord, we've got a Patreon, and yeah, lots of awesome stuff there. So I'll just type a couple things there in the chat. Sylphit, thank you so much for joining in. A long time no see. Thank you guys again for swinging by. Again, I'm just going to rest my voice right now. Still a little bit sore after last night's broadcast. That was a long one. So close to last call. If anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that. And again, if you contribute on PayPal, you guys can contribute. It's a $5 sliding scale. So if you guys want to contribute higher, you can pay it forward. And any contributions there will go right into fueling the ongoing readings for the broadcast. Definitely encouraging guys to check out the Patreon. So again, if you guys are a fan of my work and you guys want to be able to connect further with myself and the team, definitely check out the Patreon and see what tiers resonate with you. Cool. And welcome again to those of you who may be new. And for those of you who are here before, apologies for oftentimes hearing me kind of repeat the same thing here and there. So cool. And yeah, we're currently at 101 supporters on Patreon. A big part of my work right now is reaching 200 supporters on Patreon between now and when the baby comes. So Lacey and I, we have a baby on the way in April. And thank you guys so much for your kind words of support there. So me doing this broadcast, it's about being able to serve you guys. It's building the team. And it's also building support for myself and the family that we have here, Lacey and I, with the baby still to come. So lots of exciting stuff on the way. Again, for those of you tuned in right now, I'll drop the links in for the PayPal and the Patreon if anyone wants to contribute there. Close to last call if you guys want to be able to help fuel this broadcast and keep it going for a little bit longer. signing up on the PayPal or Patreon initiates another reading. You get to help facilitate it, and the reading will be for you and the collective. And again, anybody who is able to tune in right now, the reading will be for them as well. So contributions there, definitely reach out to a much bigger community. So cool. All right. Okay, I'll just chill out here for a bit and we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So, reminder, we do have the 19th. What was the question, Jessica? Reminder that we do have a broadcast tonight with Sharon, aka Share the Light, and that's tonight at 8 p.m. EDT, and that's going to be like a really cool interview with her. And she like Sharon, her and I, we have a lot in common in terms of like being like ET contactees. So if you guys are interested in like peaceful initiated contact CE5, definitely check that out. She was actually on an episode of a show on Discovery Plus. Actually, I want to see that. I want to see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can watch her new episode tonight. April, the baby is expected to come early April. It may actually be like April 1st is the possible delivery date for the baby as well. So, hey Carly, thanks for joining in. Cool. All right, I'll hang out here with you guys for a little bit. I'm just going to rest my throat. Again, if anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon for another reading on air for yourself and the team, go ahead and do that now. And yeah, if anybody wants to sign up for the Patreon, you guys can either do that now or even check it out later and send me a message for support. So. Yeah, and we've had a lot of good readings. And even if you guys go back and check out the later readings, the previous readings, feel free to do that. There's some good ones there. Trying to figure out if Discovery Plus is available in Canada or not. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the baby is actually born on April 1st. I feel like that would be pretty cool to have a baby born on like Fool's Day, like the cosmic fool. So. Cool. All right. Again, for those of you who are tuned in right now, we're just kind of hanging out here. I'm keeping things pretty quiet, but if anybody did want to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, we'll initiate another reading. And I think we're probably going to wrap it up, so that's okay. So last call on any signups on PayPal or Patreon. Thanks, Sylphit. Yeah, in a lot of ways, like I'm already in like dad mode and stuff. Like Lacey has a 7-year-old, like so half the week, like I'm already in like semi not dad mode, but I'm like Lacey's partner mode type thing. So I'm actually teaching him how to play hockey and stuff. So that's pretty fun. Okay, can I watch Discovery Plus? I don't know if I can. I'm trying to get Discovery Plus because that's where the new episode that Sharon is on is available to watch. Sending you guys lots of good vibes. Again, I'm very quiet right now. I'm just resting my throat, but I'm just checking a few things. Again, if anybody did want to be able to initiate a reading, you guys can do so by contributing on PayPal or Patreon, and I'll just keep things rolling here for the next little bit. So. Trying to see if I can find a way to watch the Alien Encounters show. Is that the name of the show? Discovery Plus, Alien Encounters, UFO Witness? It is. Hey Astrolo gal, thanks for joining in. We're just in a quiet mode right now. I'm just hanging out with you guys, but we did a few readings so far. And again, if anybody wants to be able to get another reading on air for yourself and the team, if you guys want to join if you guys want to send any contributions on PayPal or join on Patreon, you're more than welcome to be able to do so. Did I see the Matrix trailer? I did. I did see the Matrix trailer. It was pretty cool because literally we just did a podcast episode where my buddy and Tyler, who is the partner of Sharon, who's on the broadcast tonight, we were talking about the Matrix movies. Like literally, Lacey and I literally like watched the Matrix movie like one day before the before the trailer was announced. So pretty cool. All right. Is this what I'm looking for? I'm trying to find the. Oh. Hmm. Okay. All right, team. I'm gonna jump off in a couple minutes. So last call, if anybody else did want to be able to initiate another reading for the team, that's totally cool. Again, I'm just kind of working on some things behind the scenes here. And thank you guys for swinging by. So last call, if anybody did want to be able to add any contributions on PayPal or Patreon today, you guys know how to do that. Links in my profile for those of you on TikTok or Instagram. And yeah. Hi Cleaner, thanks so much for joining in. I'm glad you liked the Lightworker video. So yes. Are you a Lightworker as well? Feel free to let us know. All the Lightworkers in the house, let me hear you make some noise. So and yeah, and if you're interested in connecting with our team of Lightworkers, definitely feel free to let me know. So we do have a pretty awesome team here. So just getting things ready for our podcast tonight. I'm trying to figure out where I can start. Is this website working? Doesn't look like it's working. So cool. For those of you just swinging by, again, we were doing some tarot readings earlier. Right now, we're just hanging out, and if anybody else would like to be able to initiate some more readings for yourself and for the team, we do our readings. I'm on air here quite regularly, but we do our readings where people can contribute on PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys want to do that, feel free to do so, and I'm totally down to do another reading. Again, if you guys are new and you haven't already heard, we also have a membership community for a team of conscious media creators and conscious creators in general. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and let me know, and feel free to check out the Patreon link in my profile link for those of you on TikTok and Instagram. So Kleiner, if I'm pronouncing your name right, yeah, feel free to check out my Patreon if you're interested in learning more about our Patreon membership. So, and we have an event this Saturday, which is our Dream Circle discussion. So that's pretty cool. So. Got my Zelda music playing on in the background. So. All right. Okay, team. We're gonna wrap up this broadcast. Last call. If anybody else did want to be able to contribute for a reading on air, go ahead and let me know. Even just you can just say like 1 second, I'm gonna contribute. So, greetings from Canada. Thanks for swinging by. Okay. All right, team. I'm going to switch things off, and got some work I'm going to be doing this afternoon, and we'll be getting things ready for our broadcast tonight at 8 p.m. EDT with Sharon. So if you guys are around for that, feel free to tune in. Going to be talking a lot about CE5 stuff, and yeah, super excited to be able to have more people synced up with what it is that we're creating here. So... Okay. All right. I'm going to shut things down. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to reach out to me for any one-on-one readings, feel free to do so. Just send me a direct message on Instagram, and go ahead and check out the Patreon link to learn more about our membership community. And yeah, if you want to join in for our dream discussion circle coming up this Saturday, then join in on the Patreon, and we got other cool events happening on the regular. And yeah, the link for that's in the info for this video. Feel free to, like I said, let me know if you have any questions. And we'll be back here soon enough. So I'm going to go switch gears and get things ready and work on a few things. And I'll be back here live on air at 8 p.m. EDT tonight for our live broadcast with Sharon. And going to be talking a lot about some really cool ET stuff. So shutting it down now. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to leave any comments of gratitude. And yeah, feel free to connect to our Discord server if you haven't already yet. Have an awesome rest of your day, everyone. Appreciate everybody swinging by, and thank you so much, and stay tuned. We got more tarot and more exciting content coming your way. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love.